What are you expecting from tonight's game?
So it's been nothing but Tampa Bay money from the moment this line came out until now, all the way up to 8.5. And that might only seem like a couple points of a move, right? 6.5 to 8.5. But it went through the number 7. And 7 is one of the most important numbers when it comes to sports betting, because how many games end on a differential of 7? 28-21, 24-17, 35-28. You see where I'm going here. So ultimately, you want to be on the right side of that number. You want to be on the right side of 3. You want to be on the right side of 4. So now we're at 8.5. The value with Tampa Bay is likely gone. But if you like a 6-point teaser, which is a special way to play a bet, you can move the point spread 6 points in your favor. So you can play Tampa Bay, move it from 8.5 down to 2.5. You only need to win by 3. What's the catch? You need a second team in that teaser, and they need to cover their spread as well. So you could take a team like the San Francisco 49ers, move their spread from 7.5 to 1.5, and if the Niners beat the Lions by 2 and the Buccaneers beat the Cowboys by 3, you end up cashing that ticket. 6-point teaser play, early Thursday morning. Little knowledge dropped here on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Get it, Key? Get it, Key? It's like a parlay. Get it, Key?
I got it.
Let's roll through a couple of prop bets when it comes to
Yes,
tonight. Let's roll through a couple of prop bets, Joe, when it comes to tonight. Amari Cooper, the over-under is 5.5 receptions.
I'd look to the under there. I think Dallas could find itself in a situation where they're down in this game and they're throwing a lot late. But you have to remember a few things. Number one, Cooper's going to be battling for a lot of share time with all the other players on that team. Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Ezekiel Elliott can catch passes out of the backfield. What's the status of the Dallas offensive line with Zach Martin out? How's Dak Prescott going to look considering the fact he hasn't taken a meaningful snap since week 5 last season? There are a lot of variables here. And oh, by the way, you're on the road, packed house at Raymond James Stadium, lots of crowd noise in this game. The under is juiced, meaning the under is the favorite here. I agree with that assessment. I'd play under 5.5 receptions.
Really, Joe? You would go under in this, considering with that O-line being decimated, the amount of times that Dak is going to have to throw the ball? You would take the under?
And importantly, what you said, they could be playing from behind.
They could be playing from behind. 6 receptions is a lot. We could have said the same thing about Kansas City rolling up big receptions against this defense last year as well. That's the thing. If you're Dallas, you're going on the road, you're going to deal with that crowd noise. A lot of teams didn't deal with that last year. Last year was a historic year for road teams scoring and winning on the road because they didn't have to deal with any crowd noise. Now you're going into a hostile environment. You got to communicate at the line of scrimmage. If Prescott doesn't have the time to get the ball out of his hands because of the pass rush and the Dallas offensive line, which is battling injuries, it doesn't matter how many times he throws it. They're not going to be able to complete any passes.
Yeah, Joe, more passing yards, Dak or Brady?
All right, so Brady's prop is 305 yards. Dak's prop is 295. So the bookmakers are telling you Brady has the slight edge. I give Brady the slight edge because I think they're going to come out gunning in this game. If you look at what happened with Tampa Bay last season all the way up until the bye, they were what, 7-5? They were okay, but they had a big learning curve they had to go through. And then they came off that bye after getting beat by Kansas City, and they went 8-0 the rest of the way, including the playoffs. 8-0 straight up, 6-2 against the spread, winning by an average of 14 points per game. Brady's got the full complement of weapons back at his disposal, from Brown to Evans to Godwin. They bring in Gio Bernard out of the backfield, who's a guy who can catch passes on third down. I don't know if they're going to need all 4 quarters to throw in this game, but I do know that when Brady starts throwing early, he's going to have time. And even though Dallas has moved on from Nolan to Quinn in the defensive coordinator department, it's probably going to take some time to work out the kinks with the new system. I side with Brady here.
More TDs, Zeke or Cooper?
Probably would go with Ezekiel Elliott in this one, mostly because how many times is he going to touch the ball versus Amari Cooper, right? Cooper, even if he goes over his receptions total by 1, he's going to have 6 touches in this game. Zeke's going to catch the ball out of the backfield as well, but he's also going to run the ball. He could see the ball 20 times in this game. Ultimately, I think when you say more, if each guy has 1, you're going to need another guy to get 2. That's a lot in this matchup, especially considering Dallas's team total is only 20.5. So for me, I'd side with Zeke just because of his how many times he's going to touch the ball here.
Who gets more catches, AB or Evans?
So I'd go with Antonio Brown. And I know Mike Evans has been the guy in Tampa for quite some time. But if you look again at what Tampa did coming off the bye last year in those 8 games, Antonio Brown's target share increased as he and Tom Brady had more familiarity with one another. Brown was getting more snaps. Brown was having a lot more success. Those last 8 games, he averaged 6.4 targets per game. Evans was averaging about 6.2 targets per game. And I think with another year and another offseason under their belt, Brown is going to take a big step forward in this offense, whereas Evans is probably going to remain at status quo. Evans is still going to have a good year, but I think Antonio Brown has the opportunity to really bust out this season. I would take him over Evans in terms of more receptions tonight.
What I'm saying. People forgot about AB. We haven't seen him healthy for a full season in a system he understands. That dude's peak is way better than anyone else on that team. All right, time for House Money is delivered by FanDuel. We get $100 to start the season. You can use it on any number of bets. Whoever has the most money at the end of the year wins. Joe, you got pressure on you to win. There's pressure on you. So we'll let you make the picks first. Who are you taking?
All right, so I would take 2 games this weekend, $100 bankroll, so I'm going to start small. The one bigger bet is going to be the Los Angeles Rams minus 7.5 over the Chicago Bears. I'll lay $5 on that, right? That'll be the bet. $5.50 to win $5. The main reason why, all the talk in Chicago is about the quarterback position. Should it be Fields? Should it be Dalton? What everyone's forgetting is that that offensive line is a mess. That cornerback position is a major question mark. And you're going to L.A. to take on the Rams, Sunday Night Football, packed house. Bad offensive lines do not travel well. Keyshawn can tell you that. And they're going to be in trouble against a team that ranked number 1 in total defense, number 1 in scoring defense last season. So I think the Rams have no problems covering. Oh, by the way, Sean McVay, 4 years in L.A., week 1, 4-0 straight up, 4-0 against the spread. His defense is giving up around 15 points per game in those matchups. He breaks from the gate very, very well. The addition of Stafford's going to be huge. $5.50 to win $5 on the Rams, minus 7.5 over the Bears. Pick number 2, $3.30 to win $3. It's the Washington football team plus 1 against the LA Chargers. Love the Washington defense. Playing at home, great head coach in Ron Rivera. If you go back to Rivera's start in Carolina, all of his week 1s since he's been a head coach, his defense is giving up only about 16 points per game in week 1. They play extremely well. Fitzpatrick is an upgrade at quarterback. Say what you want. He can manage the game and protect the football. And they're playing at home. The Chargers have a rookie head coach and are coming across the country for an early start time here. I think the wrong team's favored. I would take Washington plus 1, $3.30 to win $3.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.